I have here benefits women receive from being in relationships with men. Number 3, are women gaining security, peace, loyalty, or stability, or are they mostly providing that? And number 4, why do men assume women without men are sad or unhappy? And lastly, why do men define women's happiness through male presence instead of women's lived experiences? What they're saying. So first, I would like to hear from a man to tell me if you do believe you're the prize, and if you are the prize, exactly what is it that makes you such? And also for the men that came in the live the last time that talked about, like, men cheating and men can cheat on you and still love you and all those things. I think I neglected to ask, do you believe these men? Do you believe that all men are doing the exact same things that y'all are doing? And I think this is a good conversation to have because I think it will give perspective to what men are truly thinking. So I don't know. Once again, I feel like I wrote this out better, but now I'm wondering if it's too much. Maybe I should just use the old prompt, which was, can a man cheat on you and still love you? Because that got men in here to say, because that was a way to get women to, accept being cheated on, accept, being mistreated and still sticking around. So maybe I should frame it in that way because I think men are more, they'll be more likely to answer if they feel as if it's a way to get women to be further brainwashed to accept mistreatment. But I would love to hear some men come up here and talk about if you do believe you're the prize, her autonomy, risk can be with somebody that's a cheater and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll just say this. I think that there are a lot of women, I don't know if y'all saw this like viral video or whatever of this like black woman here on TikTok where she said that she had been with her like boyfriend or whatever, her baby daddy for like 10 years. And he had never gotten her a present or did anything for her birthday, like forgot it or whatnot. And he wasn't even willing to really do that. And, I'm sitting here looking at this video like, is this a skit? I can't really believe this. And I go and I see that she made like the Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk or something. And they have her video up there and people are talking about it. So I at first thought the lady was playing. Hey, how you doing, sis? Hey, how you doing, Kamisha? I had actually, and the boyfriend sounded like he just didn't care. So I'm like, there's just no way in the world she left him. And she's never going back. And I'm like, huh? So you mean to tell me you spent all that time with the man that didn't even think well enough of you to celebrate your birthday? And I really believe that I know this was a long way to get to what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that seeing a black woman that's willing to do that just to have the presence of a bum because he's ugly and ashy and broke. So what exactly is he giving you other than possibly penis and his presence? Nothing else. Not kind words, not love, not words of affirmation. And of all races too, not just black women, but for all intents and purposes, I'm only discussing black women. But I would just say that right there, in my opinion, is the reason why so many men feel like they can say all of these crazy things because there are so many women. Like, are you dumb? You really think? So, yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So once again, if you're a man, if you believe that you're the prize, could you please come up and tell me why you think that? What exactly are you providing a woman that she cannot provide herself? Also, if you think, do you think all men cheat? And if you do think all men cheat, then what would be the benefit of a woman getting into a relationship with a man if you as a man believe all men cheat? And I would love to have a man specifically explain what are the actual benefits that women receive from being in these type of relationships? Like it if you could possibly give me 5. No, I'm not even gonna be hard. Give me 4. Four. Four. 4 benefits that the woman is getting that she cannot get herself without you. And then also when you think about it, I just went down this rabbit hole about men saying that they want to date like younger women and stuff like that. I seen these white tee guys talking like really crazy about dating young girls. And I'm talking about girls that are 12, 13, 14, 15, which was already disturbing. These were white tee males, and you already know the stats when it comes to white tee males and their obsession with children. But then I saw a lot of black men talking about that, like they were like 50s, late 40s, talking about dating girls that were 19, 20, 21, and how they just connect with these younger women better because these younger women don't have, all of the stresses that come with living a long life. And I think that that's crazy because these men never intend on making these younger women's lives better. They just want to be the first person to put the baggage on them and okie doke them. Just like how Game did with Evelyn Lozada's daughter. Like how I'm sure he spit some game to her. Hey, I'm an older man. I know how to treat a woman. I know how to do this, that, and the third. And he didn't. He left that young woman a baby mama. And now really still hurt. I don't see anything wrong with calling women bitter because there's nothing wrong with being bitter if somebody has okie doke you. But, I know some people think that that's an insult. I don't, but I know that a lot of people do. So, but she did definitely still look hurt. Let's see. Hey, Mr. Reese, you said exactly. It's conquest. They want to be the first to break you. Hey, Lindsay Luxury. All right. Let me see. Let me go back up here. Let's see here. Lindsay Luxury says, is there any benefit other than financial to stay with the cheater? I don't think so. I don't even think finances is worth it. Let's see here. Miss Good News, you said, girl, I saw them under a toddler's photo saying they couldn't wait to marry her soon. Ugh. Lazada did everything that I think it was. I don't know. I used to watch Basketball Wives back in the day when I did. Do y'all remember the storyline with Jackie Christie and what was that? What's the other lady name? Jennifer and Evelyn, and that it was speaking life into a man that abandoned your daughter and her first son. And she, like, what? She only has 2 children. I think she has a young son, Evelyn, and then she has Shanice. So you're literally trying to speak life into a man that broke your daughter. Like, what? That's the most male-centered thing I've ever seen in my life. And all she's seeing is that the game told her that she looks good for her age. Like, what? Oh, you look good for 50. Like, what does that matter? That he thinks that you're attractive.
I agree with you 1000% true. And I also thought Evelyn, but like you said, pick me women because like Shanice is his third baby mama. Like you didn't tell your daughter to avoid becoming a man's third baby mama when she didn't have kids at all. I think that's really sad.
I definitely think so too. I think that people don't talk that much about Evelyn Lozada and how horrible of a bunch of different men. I really do believe that most promiscuous women, it comes from a male-centered pick me ideology or thought process. That's where it's rooted and comes from because these women engage with men all the time because they feel like that's the best way to ingratiate themselves into men's faces or to get men to pay attention to them or want to talk to them or see them. They feel like the only way to do that is by having intercourse. And normally they're thinking about men, 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 men. And that's exactly how Evelyn Lozada has spent her life. And I feel like a pick me like Evelyn, those women will throw their own children underneath the bus. Their own to get the attention of a man. And that right there is like on some next level crazy stuff. But hold on. I got somebody else up here. Forever Coco Chanel. You have something to say,
Oh, I'm
sis?
live.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I just got in. So I'm not very familiar with what we're talking about. Give me a second. If all men cheat, what is the benefit of? I do want to say that I'm so grateful to be in alive because I watch the playbacks on YouTube all the time now, so I can't read the prompt. But what I will say is, women, ladies, we really have to come out of being male validation to have proximity to men, to even, yeah, that proximity thing is taking us down all the time. And what you were saying when I first got in, Trig, about women kind of being willing to throw their children under the bus, it is only for proximity because it doesn't even have to be a quality man. It doesn't even have to be the best um, type of validation. A man could be bullying and abusing the woman, yet him being around her in proximity is literally the only reward she's seeing. And women, we really have to come out of that. It is time. And Trig is going to tell y'all how to do it, but I'm telling y'all it's time to do it. And it's getting very old, the same behavior. It's tired. And I'll land there. Love you, Trig. Love y'all all. Black women for life.
All right, all right. I got you, sis. And I definitely agree with you for sure, for sure. And love you too, sis. And I'm so glad that you came up for sure. Yeah, I mean, oh, do you have something to say? Oh, oh no, I think she might have been talking to somebody. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what she was saying. And I see, I don't know. Once again, I feel like maybe I wrote this prompt again wrong again, because maybe I should have just made it with the old one and then kind of finesse the guys to see what they were going to say. Because what I want women to hear is like, okay, so if we can get men to say that they think that most men are going to mistreat you, then we can ask them, then what's the reasoning behind a woman getting with you, and what is the benefit? You know? I feel like maybe if you force some men to think critically, they'll understand how crazy what they're saying is. Cause I know the last live that I had about this, the one where I said, like, can a man cheat on you and still love you? There was a man that came up and he was saying, like, oh yeah, we as men, it's our nature to want to have a whole bunch of different women and to cheat and just be dishonest. That's just the way that we are. And women are not like that. And, we're just not loyal. And I said, well, if y'all are like that, why would a woman want to be with you? Because would you want to be with a woman like that? And he just paused, like he was thinking about it, like, well, no, I wouldn't. So there it is. And I feel like no one even asked him that question. Oh, y'all think he was lying? Dr. Math TikTok said that man was lying. Lying about what? Can you tell me? I send you a request for you to come up, Dr. Math, because I'm not for sure what was he lying about. Or what you actually mean by that. Like, do you mean the thought? Or do you think that like men don't do that? Like exactly what was he lying about or whatnot? Because I'm interested, like I said, in hearing a man's perspective about this. Hopefully Dr. Math TikTok or the treatment that we receive. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, and I've seen that a lot of times, right? So, yeah. So, like I said, I think, okay, yeah, come back, Dr. Math TikTok, and I'll definitely add you up for sure. But anywho, I really do believe that men can't, and that's exactly why you know how many women have been treated very horribly by men, cheated on, abused, and these women will heal like Wolverine and accept these men back. They'll accept outside babies and all type of things just to have a man. But most of the time, if a woman has done not even something to that severe of a degree, men can't handle it. Like, how often are men out here taking back women that cheat? And I'm not saying that there aren't men that, and most men are not going to accept you back if you're out there cheating on them. Like, if a woman had a baby by, he not finna say it. He's not. I would say most men aren't going to do it. For anybody that says like, oh, well, I did it. Like, okay, I'm talking about collectively. Collectively, most men are not going to do that. Let's see here. Colette, you said if a woman sleeps around, a man wouldn't be able to get her to bond with him. I'm not quite for sure what you mean by that, Colette. Maybe you can explain that for me. Y'all said not Wolverine. Yeah, I'm serious. Hey, how you doing, Shauna? Let's see here. Hopefully that Dr. Math TikTok comes back because I really am interested in, was he being genuine or is he going to change his ways? That I don't believe, but I think he was being honest when he said that he wouldn't want a woman that would treat him the way that he treats women. Like, I believe that. And this is my thing. This isn't to say that there aren't women out there in the world being loved or treated with respect by men that they're involved with, their boyfriends, fiancés, husbands, baby daddies, whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is that I don't believe the majority of women are. And I saw somebody make a video here on TikTok where she talks about like romantic things have been sold, a fantasy has been sold to women, and women are chasing that fantasy, and they're thinking that they're going to get that come from men, but it's not. And I actually do believe that as well. I think, because I would say like have this fantasy of what they think is gonna happen, and that it just ain't happening. But let me go up here to Lindsay who just joined. Go ahead, sis.
Hi.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, I feel like when it comes to accepting cheating in a relationship, I feel like Black women, we're being taught to accept that as if having a man, like basically, um, it's the end all be all of what we can be as women. But within education, when it comes to Black women, we're not taught enough that we're not taught that we're enough, that we're good enough, that we can do anything that we want to do, or simply to have a good self esteem. Because I feel like it's all rooted in that at the end of the day. That's the type of behavior you shouldn't accept in a relationship. When you love yourself. But even like, I feel like even my mom's generation, it's like having a husband, a man, it's the end all be all. And like, you could become like a lawyer, but you're gonna get more applause if you get married.
And no, it's not.
Yes, all men, not women, all men do cheat. I do agree with that. And it's just the way that that men are wired. Okay, now I'm not going to argue that men are wired to be polygamous and have relations with multiple women. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a bit different. Men just naturally, it just happens. They just fantasize about it. Okay, now the dopamine based attraction and pleasure system in men, they're just always thinking about doing it. So we may not be physically perform physical infidelity, but in our minds we are always wondering, thinking about women's bodies, all that kind of stuff. So men do cheat all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so if you said that all men cheat, and if they're not physically cheating, they're thinking about cheating, then what would be a benefit of a woman being with a man that's in a constant perpetual state of lust and therefore is untrustworthy because there's no telling what he could do if faced with temptation?
Well, the benefit you gain is the same benefit women have gained from dealing with men for the past
hundreds of millions of years. What is it that men were giving?
semen.
Okay, so nothing then. Okay, I got you.
Well, you're gonna have a baby.
Yes, a baby
You're gonna have someone that can shoot arrows to protect you.
You don't think that women can shoot arrows if they're the ones that are learning and taught? You do know that there are plenty of female archers today.
Sure. I mean, but the men are stronger by nature.
Men, that just because you're stronger doesn't mean you're smarter, and just because you're stronger doesn't mean that you're needed, especially in today's society, right?
I never said you're needed. You asked me a different question. You asked me what the benefit is.
Yeah, so but you haven't given me a benefit that of a woman that can't do it herself. Everything that you said, a woman can literally do all of that herself.
So, by your definition, a benefit is something that you can't do yourself, that someone else does for you.
Yes.
That rules out quite a bit of things that people do. So, it's not a benefit for people to valet park your car because, you can park your car. It's not a benefit for you to watch your children for you because you know how to watch your children.
Yeah.
It's not a benefit. It's not a benefit for people to cook your food in a restaurant because you can cook your own food.
Yes.
It's a very silly way of thinking about it.
No, it's not a very silly way. It's actually a very intelligent way. That's why a lot of people don't do all of the things
it's
that
not
you said.
What a benefit is.
It is exactly what a benefit is. You said nothing. It's the
opposite of what a benefit is.
It's not the opposite. You said nothing that's made any sense.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. And just because
you're saying it is impossible to benefit.
Don't talk over me, okay? Just because you say yes, it is, doesn't mean that it is. Like, I really need you to know that.
I've given you more than that.
It's just like if I say, and let me ask you a question: Are you black? Are you black?
Can you be black for me?
Are you black?
Can you be black for me?
Okay, you're not black. Get your ashy Caucasian behind off. Get out.
Right.
Get out. Okay, again, he kept talking. I was like, is this guy black? Like, huh? Like, hold on. I see y'all. I'm so sorry. I got bamboozled into talking to the Flower Rangers, and that is something that I don't do under any circumstance. I think y'all know that I got bamboozled. I should have asked it from the very beginning, though, to be honest with y'all. But it was just as he kept talking, I find that white men specifically, when talking to black women, they have this very condescending way of thinking and speaking. And also, they also have such an idiotic way of thinking. Because I really feel like white men are the pinnacle of white mediocrity and of mediocre and people in general. And they have this thing trumped up in their brain that they're actually superior. And it's no, you're just duplicitous and backstabby. And that's how you were able to get ahead, around them and poke them in the back. But you're not actually, you know what I'm saying, worth anything. But that was what was coming through. I was like, no. Now I know my people, okay? Even though I got my problems with black men, I still know even the crazy ones of them. That's what maybe was like, wait a minute, this ain't no black man. What am I doing? I'm definitely not going back and forth with one of them. Sorry. Then, because what black man is going to talk about shooting arrows? You know what I'm saying? And then the thing about it is that you're not even shooting arrows, sir. If I probably ask you, hey, so when's the last time you went somewhere and practiced your archery skills? You probably don't know how to do it. What? Talk about they can have a baby. There's literal sperm banks around right now. A woman doesn't need you for that either. A woman could, if she wanted a baby that bad, she could meet a guy on a one night one hitter quitter and get impregnated and disappear, and that man would never know anything. Like, once again, I asked him to give me something tangible. We're always thinking about being with another woman. With it, even if we can't physically do it, we're still thinking about it. Exactly. In what world? Why would that be? Sorry, y'all. And I didn't even want to be rude and ask because why? Never mind. Let me just
Bruh,
keep
can you
going.
shut the fuck up, my
Oh, okay,
nigga?
get out of here. I
Yeah,
can't
bitch,
even
shut.
believe that you came back up here underneath a black woman's picture. That's just so crazy. Do you know how much of a psycho you have to be to start a page and put a black woman's face on it? Like, and that's another thing. I think that's something that's really lacking in men. Like the inability to control their emotions or anything like that. Because it's like, you want to come up here and tell me to shut up. What do you think that does? Nothing. Because I'm just going to block you in 2.2 seconds and forget you ever existed. So exactly what does that do for you? Like, I have to care about you for what you say to me to matter. So you can call me the N word with the hard R like y'all have done. Y'all can call me the B word. Y'all can say that y'all think that y'all don't know what I look like, but y'all think that I'm the ugliest woman in the world. You can say whatever you would like to me, and it means nothing because I don't care about y'all or y'all opinions. So I would have to care about y'all opinions before for anything to matter. You know? See you.
I've been able to look at, watch some of your lives for the past couple of days. I'm happy about that. It's been a long time. But but yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't know if you had seen it. I'm like, is he black? Because I kind of knew it. Like, it's just something in the tone of their voice that I can tell that they're not black. It's like we have like it's something about our voices. It's like a raspiness or something in our voices where you can still tell like who we are. So I'm with you on that. I know our people, but for sure, like I heard what the young lady said under me, and everything she said was spot on. But I did want to tell her that, well, I can't think of what her name is. It says Lynn. I don't know what her name is, but we are taught we are taught that we are what's the word I'm looking for? That we are beautiful, that we are worth it. We're taught that way, but we're beat down to be felt to make us feel like we're not who we know that we are. I actually was going to post this on my page, but it was a white lady I was talking to on my Facebook page, and I think Michelle Obama has said something about black women weren't allowed to tell their story, which is why it seems like our voices are not being heard as far as what we go through on an everyday basis. We do hear what black men go through, but we don't really hear, people don't really hear what black women go through. Every now and again you might get somebody that comes out, but it's not enough of us speaking out, or that Michelle Obama hadn't evolved, and she said it's a lot of, pretty much saying it's a lot of black women who have not evolved. And I told her, I said, black women are the most evolved species on the planet. We are the most evolved. We create trends. We create everything. Like, we create styles, hairstyles. We're ever evolving. We went from, just not having our edges to having edges to finger waves to, just all different types of hairstyles. So to say that we black women, because we're speaking out about our issues, that we haven't evolved, that's a lie. And why I'm connecting it is, we have always been, confident within ourselves. We've always known who we are, but the world, it beats us down to make us believe that we're less than what we really are. So we're taught that. That's why every it's so much that we can say about black women. So yes, we're taught it. It's just we're beat down to make ourselves not be able to be outwardly bold. But we're fighting that right now. But at the end of the day, would I stay with a man that is gonna constantly cheat? No, I wouldn't even deal with a man that's gonna cheat on me. And do I believe that all men cheat? I do not believe that all men cheat. Men believe it, and I don't think I've ever heard a woman say that all men cheat. The male centered women, they will say that all men cheat. The male centered women, the pick they say all men cheat, and they're the ones that will stick around with a man no matter what he does to them. So I do not believe that all men cheat, but I do believe that there's a lot of men who do it, and I do believe that there's a lot of black women who allow it. So I'll just leave it there.
All right, all right, all right. I got you. I got you. I got you, Kamisha. You said a lot. I'll say that you know what you said about like you don't believe that all men cheat or whatever, and like the women that do say that be like male centered or the whatever. I can't say this. I can't speak for all black women or whatever, but I will say a large percentage of black women that have said that to me, that have said that all men cheat. I've asked them like, well, hey, are you still engaging with men? And they'll be like, yeah. And so that always confuses me because if you think that all men cheat, indeed, that's what you feel. Why are you still talking to men at all? Why are you dating men? Why are you sleeping with men? Why are you if you think that? Because if I thought that every single solitary man was a cheater, I wouldn't, what I'm saying? I wouldn't be married. I wouldn't have anything to do with men at all, period, on any level. And this isn't to say that I don't think that a lot of men cheat, because I do. You know what I'm saying? I think the live that I had where I talked about, can a man cheat on you and still love you? How many weird men came up there and were talking about cheated and how they cheated and how a lot of things that men do is because women have let them get away with it and not give them any pushback. So when you're a woman and you still deal with men, but you say that all men cheat, you're giving a man the cosign to cheat on you and to cheat on any other woman, and you're telling him it's okay. Because men only listen to your actions. They don't listen to your words. I know a lot of women love to hear words that are empty words, empty promises. A man can say that he's going to do something for you and never do it, but that means just as much as if he actually did it. Men don't work like that. They don't listen to what you say. They listen to what you do. So you can tell them that you don't like cheating and you don't like this, that, and the third, but if you're still sleeping with him, you're still giving him access to you, you're still feel like cheating is okay because women allow it. Women accept them back. A man come back, oh, it was a mistake. I couldn't help it. I saw that girl at my job and I just couldn't. He could help it. You be helping it, don't you? You don't be cheating, do you? So it's just like that's what I'm saying. And this isn't to say for the other weird dudes that was in here that I say that women have never cheated or there aren't women that cheat. That's not what this is about. But I'm just saying the reason why it's acceptable for women, I mean, acceptable for men, but not for women, is because men don't accept it for women. And so women already know going into it, hey, if I get caught doing this or that, he not gonna be here. He gonna dip on me. A lot of men don't have that same fear because women allow it. So I just feel like, and I don't want to be rude or anything, but I do feel like a nice amount of problems that we do have with men are exacerbated, or at least 50% of the cause is women's acceptance of it. The same way that men, for women that are care about like body count and people shaming women's past sexual experiences. The reason why men can be complete 304s and do whatever they want and brag about how they didn't hit this one and hit that one and hit this one and ran a train on this one and DP this one and gangbang this one is because women will give the man a chance knowing he ran through. Women don't be like, oh, ew, your body count is too much. Your body count is what? 150? Ew, get away from me. You're nasty. However, a man will do that to a woman any day of the week. So it's like a lot of times women have got to start doing what the men do. And that's why I said I think women always have to exhibit self-control, because if women didn't, they would have their body counts would be a bajillion. So a man with a body count of 150, he's sleeping with whoever he can get his hands on. So if his body count is high, that means he's nasty, super trifling. He got HPV on that thing. He got probably HIV on that thing. He got HSV on that thing. He got BV on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's messing up pH balances all year. Men all the time will be like, oh, I like a medium ugly man. I don't mind a man that's not that cute as long as he got a good personality. I don't mind a big man. I don't mind a skinny man. I don't mind a man that's badly built, just as long as he treat me good. So now y'all got all of these badly built, fugly looking men feeling like they somebody. But if your body's not to where these men like it, they gonna tell you any day, all day. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. It was yesterday. I seen this TikTok live, right? I reported it so many times. It was a YouTube, I mean not a YouTube, it was a TikTok live from this guy named Mar, Marmar. And he had, I don't even understand how it was able to stay up, but it was like these black women, they had their pants down, okay? G-strings on, lifting up their shirts to kind of show the underboob, and they was twerking, right? I'm talking about completely bent over in the camera. The only thing you saw of them was their butts. Because I was like, why would these black women be in here degrading themselves? And I'm talking about every black man that was in the panel, on the pallet, in the laundry room of his granny house. They looked so dusty and so dirty, like they had just got out of jail earlier in the day, right? And gonna say her size, maybe a size 3. So she's very skinny. All of her is skinny. And so her booty is not big because she's a skinny, petite girl. Her booty wasn't bad. It was just a small booty. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So she's over there trying to twerk, right? And she's pouring baby oil on her booty too. And the she started like bending over to show her booty, and the guys was like, oh yeah, we're looking for quality women over here, quality black women. Easy they were to like body shame that black woman and tell her like, hey, you know what, even though she's petite, ain't they always complaining about black women being overweight and obese and all of that? So you get a girl up there that's like a petite, men treat them. And that's the reason why I do what I do. Like, people be thinking that when I roast these dudes or whatever, that's why I do it, because I really believe that men should get a dose of their own medicine. They should be treated the way they treat women. And more specifically, black men should be treated the way they treat black women. And so many black women, y'all are too nice. Way too nice. Way too nice. Honestly.
Yeah, you know what? You're right about the Dusties, because I'm like, I go on Facebook because I like to look at the politics and the reels and stuff, like the funny stuff or whatever. But when I tell you, I went to school with some of these dudes that's on my page, and they are the Dusty of the Dusty. I know some of their personal business. And I'm like, you got the nerve to be on social media looking like you looking. And you got the nerve to be talking about a woman's size or the way she looks and things like that, when I don't even remember you ever having a girlfriend the whole time I've been knowing you. And you've never had a girlfriend, but you got the nerve to have something negative to say about black women. And I mean the most unattractive dudes. And I just don't even be understanding. Like, I have posted the audacity of you looking like that, and you got something to say out of your mouth that looks like that about another woman. Like, that is crazy to me. But you're right. They are bold.
They are getting on there with the light skin face. You know, they dark skin, but they got the like. You know. These men are the most unattractive, and they got the nerve to be doing the little squinting eyes, rubbing their chin, like they are just like a model or something. And I'm like, who told these men that? Who has told these men that they look good and that they look good enough to critique any woman or anybody? Period. But you're right though.
Yep, and I mean I definitely agree with you, sis. I think Kalandra had something to say. Go ahead, Kalandra.
No, I just wanted to answer the prompt and talk about what you were just talking about. I definitely agree with you. I think that I'm not going to say a lot of things that happen to women, but I do feel like if we were more united together, I don't think men would be able to do us like that, because I feel like a lot of times a man would be real quick to take up for his homeboy, but he'd be so quick to take up for the next person, and women get from men. And she was like, the stuff that she said, it kind of actually shows why you probably should just stay single. I don't think it's benefits. I don't think relationships benefit women in the way that they benefit men. I definitely don't think. Why do they? I think because society teaches women that their ultimate goal in life should be to find a husband and have children, and that's why I feel like child-free women get bashed the way that they. Our society is very conservative, and they indoctrinate women from young ages that your ultimate goal in life should be no type of emotional regulation. You should teach your daughter to like not aspire to be married, like be okay if that's never her life. I think that sometimes how we teach our daughters is like because of society, because I don't know if y'all ever heard this lady called Miss Pat, but her baby daddy popped her in the head, and instead of like taking that as like, dang, I need to leave him, she was happy about it because that's what her mom taught her. And I think that because to the last one, like I said, we live in a society that is very conservative based because it's a patriarchy. And so, of course, because I think marriage and family benefits women more than they do, I think it benefits men more than it does women. Days when you have social media and stuff, and like for example, I was talking to my younger sisters, and they were saying like they never want to be married because when you have women out here talking like how it is being married to men, how they use weaponizing confidence, like you said, Trigger, the girl who said the man never got her anything for her birthday. I was watching this gender reveal with these two people, and the man, he looked just so disgusted, like he did not want to be there, and so yeah.
All right, all right. I got you, Kalandra. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with all the points that you were making for sure. Um, let me see. Let me address the guy in the comments. I don't know if y'all see him. He said he's driving. Keon that keeps talking.
I
Um,
wanted to add something.
who is that? Oh, go ahead, Lindsay.
I also wanted to say, like, for the clown that earlier said that basically, like, they're here to shoot and not and procreate. Like, they do not worry about the quality that are gonna become pygmies and sons that are gonna become dusties and dogs. And then it's going to generate further, like, dusty behavior and a dusty epidemic. Yeah, so I land there.
All right, all right. I got you, Lindsay. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. Do y'all see Keon? Keon look like Jeepers Creepers. Do y'all know the Jeepers Creepers, man? That's what he looked like. You see that hat and everything in his face? He looked like the Jeepers Creepers, man. They come around, you know what I'm saying, every several, what is it, 20 years or something like that to go ahead and like, take whoever he gonna take. He legitimately looked like the Jeepers Creepers, man. If y'all watch Jeepers Creepers, I think it's like this is an anthology. Like this is what I'm talking about. This man is talking about let him have a side if he treats you well. Sir, you will be damn lucky if you get one wife. He said you're happily married since 2023. You just advocated for cheating in a million different ways. What, like you should be in a doggone horror movie Hall of Fame with Jason, Freddy, you know what I'm saying, Michael Myers, you know what I'm saying, what is it, Pennywise? Like if she's willing to accept you, you should delay you, sir, because you literally look like you need to put on that doggone overcoat, that doggone jacket, that trench coat that Jeepers Creepers had on. Ain't nowhere in the world you got a plethora of women entertaining you, sir. With this sucked in face that look like you don't even properly give yourself nutrients that you need. This whole lumped up pockmarked face. I refuse to believe it. Black women, who would entertain that man and give him a piece of pussy? Who is out here having sex, having smacks with Jeepers Creepers? I want to know right now, sister, sister, sister. Why are you having smacks with Jeepers mug all day and you're not going to be faithful? And you going to be cheating on me? What? What in the world? What in the freaking world are we doing? This cannot be life. I promise you this cannot be life. All right? Because let me tell you something. Let me, I got to get, hold on. I got to get out what I'm trying to say. If you look, you know what? I don't even have nothing else to say. If you're going to, what is it? Ooh, ooh. Go. See who
Man,
he
you
feeling
laughing or
like.
crying?
That's all I'm
I
saying.
guess
Like
she's laughing.
this type of delusion, because just a second, sir, and I'll let you speak. I'm sorry about that, Micah. Let me just say this. Out here faking orgasms. You know what I'm saying? Because women still don't tell
You
men the truth.
shame.
They don't tell men the truth, and women really should start telling men the truth. Like, honestly. But let me keep going. Let me start your timer, Micah. You have something to say, sir? You can go ahead, sir. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, we talking about to the prompt or what just being said? Because I just came up here.
It's up to you. But I guess I really want to pick your brain. Do you think that all men cheat? That was probably the first question I like to
Of
ask you.
course not. Not every man in this world cheats. That's technically impossible.
Have intercourse with him more than one. Do you think that those men cheat?
Wait, repeat that. I'm sorry.
So, like, if a man has the ability to cheat, do you think that he will?
Talking about to cheat without getting caught, like ever.
Yeah, maybe to cheat without getting caught, or maybe he's just an attractive, good-looking man, and a lot of women still throw themselves at him. But
I
he's in a relationship with someone.
I mean, he could, yeah.
Okay, so then would I be thinking, oh, well, let me make sure that I'm gonna get what you're saying. So do you think that men that are attractive or have the means to cheat, do you think that all of those type of men cheat? Like all of those men cheat?
It's not really. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
Man, getting into a relationship with a man. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Women are already doing it already. I mean,
Dating to get.
free dinner, free favors, free money.
I mean, I don't know about that. I feel like most women that are dating could provide themselves with the meal. And then as far as like you said freebies.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, women. Only thing women have to do is just give them with attention and give them stuff, right?
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last thing that you said. Micah, what did you say?
Say all women have to do is like stand.
A man is coming up to you and giving you something or offering you something, he wants something in return. Like, you have a man hold the door open for you. A lot of times he's trying to get your number. You have a man buy you at the drink at the club. Then he feels like he owned you for the rest of the time there. Not supposed to be talking to nobody, looking at anything. A man buys you a meal. He's asking, are you going to come to his place or y'all going to split the bill? All of these things, like, I don't know where men are giving women things for free without some type of cost that they're expecting. Like, I don't think that's happening anywhere. You don't have men saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay your bills for you. I'm gonna take you to this 5-star Michelin rated restaurant and I'm gonna drop $500 for the meal for the both of us. And I don't expect anything from you.
500.
Men
Jesus.
absolutely expect something. If they're dropping that type of money, they expect those draws. Not to be vulgar, but that's exactly what they expect. There are virtually no men that are approaching women without any type of ulterior motives in mind. And this is even for men that may have quote unquote good intentions. Like, they see a woman, they really like her, they plan on treating her correctly. And he says, hey, how you doing? I just want to take you somewhere. He still is in the back of his mind hoping to get something from that woman, which is companionship, her to be with him. He's not just doing it because he wants to.
Wait, 500 is kind of pushing it though.
Got it. So we might be in different socioeconomic statuses, but all I'm saying is,
Do you think it's natural for men to for a man to pursue a girl he like?
well, what do you mean as far as pursue? I think that it's okay for you to ask a woman if she wants to engage with you, but if she don't, then you have to fall back and accept that. So the pursuit, it depends on if that pursuit is reciprocated. Like, she hasn't told you to get lost. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So, did you want to answer any of the other questions?
I don't know. I think I'm the wrong person to ask that question. I mean, I'm not a woman, so
Yeah, you can skip that one if you like.
why do men assume women without men are sad and unhappy when those women never said that?
So you
Yeah,
don't see a lot of men tell women that they're unhappy when they say they're single. Oh, I know you're unhappy. I know you want a man. Oh, I know when you get to be old, you're gonna be sad and lonely and upset. You haven't heard men say that? Because they literally say that often about women that are single.
a few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Why do men define women's happiness through male presence? I don't know. I guess we just have this thing that everybody is meant to be with somebody. Like nobody. I mean, being single is kind of boring and pointless. And
Yeah, and see, like, when men say that, I think that that's projection. I think it's boring and pointless for men. I think that men physically, sometimes financially, I think that men have to have that. I think that that's the reason why men can't fathom that women don't need that, because I don't think that women need men in the way that men need them. And even back then, back in the days when women needed men for finances or needed men for brawn because men were doing a lot of the labor intensive tasks in society, but now that those things are not necessarily needed because women can hire a man to come out and do something around the house or do handiwork. Or if her tire gets flat, she can call AAA or she can get it towed on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And learn how to change her own oil. Cause my father was very aggressive with telling me that I need to know everything that a man knows. That's how he was. So I know how to change my own oil. I know how to change my own tires. I know how to change my brake pads. I know how to do a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily need a man
you
for.
can change your tire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that that's something that all women should know, to be honest with you. I don't know if all women know it, but you
I mean, if
should.
you could pinpoint like what percentage of women know how to do all that stuff, what would you put it at?
I mean, to be honest with you, it still wouldn't matter because the women that don't know can call somebody. So you don't need a man to help you with that anymore because there's a man that you can pay to do it. So, but the things that women provide just get women to speak life into you. You can't necessarily get a woman to have sex with you. I mean, you could. I think that hiring an escort, that you're paying her a lot of money every time you want to have an orgasm, then you're not going to have a lot of money in your bank account unless you're going over there and get. You care about the possible STDs that you may get from those encounters, and women being cool, and y'all aren't, you know.
Well, if you have like a male bestie or two that, I mean, you know what I mean? What if you have like a male bestie or two, like a friend that guy that used to like you, but you told that you just want to be friends, and you was okay with it, and you was okay with it, and next thing you know, you know he knows how to change a tire or whatever, and you ask him to do that, and you know I'm going with this.
I mean, hey, that would be fine, but I don't think. Maybe unless they are possibly gay, that's maybe. But the heterosexual men, no. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so, because no man is going to befriend a woman that he's not attracted to, that he doesn't see some type of attraction for. Men are not that, they're just not, for him to expose that to you. That's just how I feel. Now that could be controversial. Maybe some
I mean,
women
what if it
won't
was like
agree.
a childhood friend
I still like, how young are we talking? You know what I'm saying? Are we talking
from
like,
like your like say if you're like 10 or something?
I mean, I just feel like there are no men that really truly befriend women just because they want to be their friends and they look at them like they would look at a homeboy. I just don't believe that. I don't believe it at all. Because men are not befriending women that they find unattractive. It's just, men just are too shallow for that collectively. Now there may be some outliers out there or whatever, but 95%, and I'm being generous, are not going to do that. Because I don't like to speak in absolute. So I'll just say 95%. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments.
Awkward question. I mean, I think I once saw a prompt where that actually said that all men cheat, and I actually admitted that I was like inexperienced. He said, and there was like even the experience cheat, but now I'm like, how is that possible if I've never actually legitimately been with a woman yet or been in an actual relationship yet? You know what I mean?
Are you looking for a relationship, Micah?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the vibe I was getting. All right.
Can I say something?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Go
I
ahead.
I I feel as though like what that person was saying about, even though you're inexperienced in that area, a lot of people, and it'd be a lot of males that say it, but they feel like it's in the man's nature to cheat, to want more than one woman. So they feel like once you get started, that that you're just gonna be like them. They're projecting that onto you, and then it could be based off of a woman's experience that she feels that way too. At the end of the day, I agree that not all men cheat, because if I felt like all men cheat, then I wouldn't even be dating any man. Like no man, I would walk with blinders on. I don't even know men exist. That's how I would walk around. It's to my surprise that I've been hearing a lot of men say it, and it's like you think that at the end of the day, there are honest people in this world. So like you just can't expect everybody to just be the same. Everybody's not the same.
All right, all right, okay. I got you. I got you. I saw there was a guy in the never mind. I think he's probably long gone. I did send him a request, but I think he's long gone. There was a guy that was in there that was talking about like men are getting access to women, and they're I mean, Never mind. This is no purpose in me talking about that particular thing because I don't think he's here any longer. The guy that was in the comments, I think he was bald. I just missed his name. Yeah. Oh, here it is. You there, sir?
That was a
Talking.
conversation. That was a conversation about certain things that men can get from women. That you're saying that we couldn't get something. I forgot what it was. It was something in particular of something emotional. I think it wasn't about the emotion. About like you know how like when a female gives something like even if it's kindness or love or whatever, we could get all of that from for free. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was saying.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that you would get like a deep emotional connection to her to get that from her. Or I mean, she could also have low self-esteem and just be crazy. But I think for the most part, if you're talking about a sane woman that actually is like, is somebody that has options and things like that, I definitely think you would have to give something to her to get that.
All right, I understand what you're saying, but no, because if you're giving something of that nature of like kindness or whatever it is, if you're giving it for something, why would you want something in return? And you're supposed to be giving it from like for a
What
price.
type of kindness though are we talking about? Are we talking about a woman holding the door for you?
No, I'm
Or
talking
like
about
what? Are
in
you
any
talking
case,
about in a relationship?
and it doesn't have to deal with no kind of relationship or anything like that. So that's the whole point about like right? They always talking about relationships. You don't have to be in a relationship with somebody to show any kind of kindness. And if you do, then you know what I'm saying. I don't know what type of world that people live in. You know what I'm saying? That you can't just be trying to give your soul or a part of yourself to someone for free and basically and not expect anything in return. You know, I just think that that's I don't know. I don't if because if you would take anything for it, especially if it's has to do anything like with financial, then that actually is borderline prostitution. That's the reason.
I'm confused at what you're saying. Like, what is it that you're talking about that women or you think I'm putting in a dollar amount on?
No. What I mean as in you don't. I mean just because you don't know the person or anything like that doesn't mean that you can't show the person like some kind of like emotion. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but what do you mean? What kind of emotion are they showing you? What are they
Any
doing?
kind of
What's
emotion.
that look like?
Any kind of emotion. You could show somebody love that you don't even
They would do that would show you that they're showing you love.
like for instance I've seen basically like somebody just basically see that you might be going through something in a part of a day or something like that, and somebody that you barely don't even know from a hole in the wall could walk up to you and basically offer like some type of like a hug or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like as that's like an emotion that you wouldn't expect from someone, you know what I'm saying, like that you don't know.
I mean, I guess I kind of get what you're saying. I think a woman could give you a kind word. I think it's a little weird if a woman would just give a man a hug that she don't know because that could
No,
offer up a
why
whole
though?
lot
I
of
want to know why it's weird.
things. Because men are normally, I mean, if okay, let me just say this.
Oh, I want it. I need it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like a
I would
better
say
way.
this like the majority, 99.1% of forcible rapists are men. The majority of women
That are
that, if they're
reported.
going to be
That are
preyed upon
reported.
by somebody, a violent act is going to occur, a essay or anything is going to be enacted by a man. So I don't think that it would be safe in society in 2026 to go up to a man that you don't know and offer him a hug. He's not your father. He's not your brother. He's not a relative. Like I could see you doing that with your dad or your brother or your cousin or your nephew or your son, absolutely. But a random strange man you're giving a hug to, that's literally nuts. And it's not safe for any woman to do. It's not saying that every man would just be like, do something to you, but you don't know who would and who wouldn't. So that wouldn't be safe in itself.
I get that part, but you have to understand the statistic that you actually said is only being reported because no man or a male in this certain thing you're talking about has ever reported. If they have, it's like a small amount.
We're talking about people that actually got convicted and went to jail. 99 that has been convicted of forcible rape is a male. And when men do report, which they do report, in that number of 99%, the people that they report that have raped them are other men.
But we're not going to
That's a
report it.
fact. We're not talking about, and I'm not saying that there aren't women that, like women that may prey on little boys and touch out the act of forcible rape. You somewhere, somebody grab you up, snatch you up. That is 99.1% men. It's a male offense.
See, the thing about that is like, right. So, when it comes to like you know about anatomy, right? So, I don't get that person to even do anything to you anyway. But my thing is this is that like I get what you're saying about that part. You're absolutely correct because in that we have the actual tool to actually even commit these crimes. Understand what I'm saying? So it's hard for like to even compare the two because you can't say that like because a woman was not going to be able to do that, and if she does, because to me personally, right? So because everybody hypocritical, so excuse me, hypocritical because of the fact that for one, it's like it's so much, it's vast. 2026, 2025. Like I don't want to put my business out there. I did a lot of time in prison. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I've been around these type of people. You understand? But yet when men do it, it's looked down upon. Oh, you got to find somebody your age or whatever. But this is the reason why, like, it's like for me when it comes to that type of things, it's like it's just very hypocritical for me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know because men have been preying on young women for since the beginning of time, and I don't even want to use the term young women because I feel like that is actually reducing what men have been doing. Like you literally have countries right now where men are marrying 7, 8, 9 year olds. Child marriage has always been a thing for men. It's never been a thing for women. Women have never been out here marrying 8 year old boys. It's just not it happened. So I think that you're trying to compare something that's incomparable with it. You just can't compare it. You know what I mean? Because the men, I think that you can call a cougar a woman that's 45, dating a guy that's 24. Even though I think that's still out of pocket because what do you have in common with him? But I don't think that that's the same as grown men stalking high schools and middle schools and trying to talk to girls or 12, 13, 14, 15, and only to impregnate them and to destroy them and then to leave to go on to the next. It's not the same. But if you did want to keep on talking, like I got to get to some other people.
I don't because I'm a happily married man. I would never cheat. So I don't think all I'm not well, I'm speaking for myself though, but I don't think all men because all the individuals that I talk to on a daily basis, which is around like maybe like 30, 40 men, none of them cheat. All of them are married. So nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Okay, and do you think that the majority of men cheat, or do you
I don't know, man. Maybe not. I don't know, cause I know more females that cheat than men. But that's in my life. That's not in in the world, like worlds, like basically speaking of like the whole conglomerate of men. I don't know.
something to say, and then I'll go up here
I
to
just want
Charlton.
to say the fact that he could not answer that question really kind of shows how men will stick together even when they're wrong. And first of all, in response to some of the things that you were saying, first of all, it was very kind of confusing to understand some of it. But my question was when you were saying things about shaming and women and this, why every time when women are talking about what men do to women, y'all always have to turn it around on what women do to men? Because to be honest with you, I'm willing to bet my paycheck that you will probably find more women with a sad story about a man than you will probably ever find of men with a sad story about a woman. And I'm not maybe because I'm pro women,
That sounds biased, but all the R&B songs are. I'm sorry.
but my thing is like, why do black men do that? When y'all do this and y'all do that, why men cheat? And the fact that you can't say even if y'all have a homeboy who do stuff, y'all will never be able to say that he's wrong. Like that's friends. If they had if their wife had a baby on them, I bet my paycheck they would not stay. But if they got a woman pregnant, I bet my paycheck they would expect their wife to stay.
Themselves in the position of women or to even hear about anything from a female perspective simply because I don't think that most men look at women as truly as truly human, as human beings with the same thoughts, emotions, desires, goals, and all of that that they look at another man as. I think they look at women as an entirely different being, which is like basically a utility, something to be used, something that they can use to further themselves along. Cause like Julius had mentioned that, he had got, I don't know if he just got out of prison, but that he had did a long time in prison or whatnot. And I'm sure that the woman that he's married to did not. Did not go to jail, did not go to prison. But this woman gave him a chance and opportunity, probably had created a life for herself. However, I don't believe that the collective of black men or even men in general handle women the same. So it's like if you have a man, or let's get even more specific, a black man that has been outside, hasn't been to jail, has created a life for himself, I don't think that he would be trying to entertain a woman that just did a 10-year bid. You know what I'm saying? That had nothing to offer him and that just had a lot of trauma from being in the system. Because he was feel like, hey, you know what? I've done this for myself as a black man. I deserve something on this particular level, and you're on this level, and I'm not going to deal with that. But women, for some reason, kind of reduce their standards, and I think that all pushes just forth the narrative of men only being able to see women as utilities to better them along to make their life easier. And that to me is actually sad. And that's the reason why I truly don't believe in assisting men in any way unless they can assist you first. If he's not pouring into you, offering you things that's a notable benefit to you, he's talking about all I got is love. Yeah, you can get over there, because if we were in the situations were reversed, you wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be doing that for parents or the things that I have for myself, et cetera, et cetera, if y'all get what I mean. But let me go up here to Chilotam. Go ahead, Chilotam.
Hi, Trigger. Good evening.
Hey.
Hi, everyone in the chat, all the ladies. Great topic as usual. First of all, I want to address some of the things that the male in the panel was saying before right when I joined. First of all, I think it's very disrespectful of you, Julia. So I don't know what his name is, to call women a female can be anything, can be an animal, can be an insect, but we're female human beings, and that means that we're women. So please stop referring to us as females. That's the first thing. Secondly, teenagers in 19, 18-year-olds who are actively trying to pursue an adult. And even though 18-year-olds are legally adults, the onus is on you as the more mature adult to sever any type of relationship that a teenager is supposedly pursuing with you. So if you find yourself in that kind of situation, then that says a lot about you, the 40-year-old, than it does about being sad or unhappy, when those women never said that. I think they do that because they're projecting. A lot of them usually live out very horrible, sad lives when they're not, shacked up with a woman, or when they're not married, and they try to project that to us. But they don't know that a lot of women actually thrive when, for instance, they're divorced, when they are widowed, or, when they're not even in relationships with men in the first place. This is a unique male experience that they go through, the supposed problems that they project onto us because they don't have anybody to, to energy vampire off of. So that's basically my contribution, and I'll circle back. Thanks for having me.
All right, all right. I got you, Chilotam. I appreciate you, and it's good to see you, sis. Always. I don't know if Julius, if you wanted to rebut any of those things. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you wanted to, you can. Let's see. I think I sent him a request to turn his mic on, but maybe
I understand that, but that's just the way I talk. Like, there's no disrespect. I call my wife a female. You know what I'm saying? And she would never like look at it in that type of view. And if you do look at it in that type of view, then I mean that's just all right, cool. But I'm not gonna apologize for saying that because that's the way I talk. Feel me? But like at the end of the day, I'm gonna respond to something most somebody said about like basically like somebody coming home from prison or whatever is like basically at the bottom of the totem pole. But the crazy part about that is that my wife didn't do anything for me while I was in prison. I made my own money. I want to say, but I had my own money. I was well off. So I don't know about any other individuals who are locked up, but me
How
personally,
long were you in prison, Julius?
I did 10 years. But
Okay.
it's
What would
something.
do you mind sharing what you did or no?
Oh no, I shot somebody. I shot somebody.
Okay.
But my thing is this is that like when they're saying something about like basically like we're basically at the bottom of the totem pole, right? Some people that but the crazy part about it is I actually have achieved I've only been home for like 2 years, but I'm right now I own 3 trucks like basically like with the CDL trucks and the tractor trailers and everything, right? And only in 2 years I did this, right? So my thing is this is I have my own company, I have my own business. Get to that point where like they I'm not gonna lie, I applaud men who don't get locked up because the reason why is like that, and the reason why I did get locked up is because somebody I'm not gonna care about telling my story, but I got locked up because somebody is this individual he raped my son's mother. So but when men do it, it's saying, "Oh well, we've been there. Y'all been doing it for years. This and the third." But my thing is this: that's what's being recorded.
Okay, well let me say this. I don't know what you mean about putting all men on the same thing.
Yeah.
If you were
No, not
talking
really.
about like from a prison standpoint or whatever,
No, I'm talking about just what they were saying.
because I've been very open with going back to jail.
Yeah, I got you.
Around like 70+% of released
I'm a hard
prisoners are going to
bro.
reoffend or return to prison within a few years. So why would a woman take a chance on that? There are things that you
Got
can't
you.
do anymore, once you get a felony and definitely a violent one on your record. So why would a woman that hasn't had that experience for herself, why would she want to intertwine her life, her goals, the things that she's trying to do with a man that's like that? So I definitely,
Why
no
not?
disrespect, but that's definitely a
But why
man
not though?
that's not on that is on the bottom of the totem pole. Really, it
It's the
is.
bottom of the totem pole.
Absolutely.
How? How
Absolutely.
can you say that?
Life isn't just about money or whatever, but it's
It
about other
is.
things, and not to mention the psychological and toll that it takes on your mind being treated like an animal for over a decade. Absolutely. Those scars will never a risk. It's statistically men that have been done long stints that have completed long stints in prison tend to be more violent to the women that they're in relationships with. That's a statistical fact. All of these things you can look is not you.
You're
So I
saying
wouldn't
that
care either if
you're
I was
saying that
you.
a man who has never been domestic, like he never put his hands on a female, never did anything like that, right? Never
Bro,
even
stop
thought
calling
about
us females. We're women. Stop
never
doing
even
that
thought about
shit.
women,
Stop
right?
it.
Females. That's what I'm gonna say, right? So
You're
to
disrespectful. You're being
never
really
do it,
disrespectful. You're sitting in a panel full of women. You're being very
okay.
disrespectful.
It's not disrespect. That's the way I talk. I don't listen.
It is
My
disrespectful.
words,
That's what
my
you're
words.
doing. It
Like,
is
okay,
disrespectful. You're being disrespectful to all the
I'm not
women here. This is a
disrespectful.
woman's
That's
platform,
the way you
and you're
taking
being
it.
disrespectful.
That's the way
It's
you
not the
taking
way I'm taking it. It's the truth.
it.
You're a
It's not
grown
the
man. You
truth.
don't know how to take corrections.
It's not
Aren't
a
you a grown
correction. You're not gonna
man? Are you a
correct me if I'm
child?
doing something
You
that
sound like a child. You can't take corrections. You're sitting in the midst of
not a
women. You might as
correction
well
though.
have some respect.
Trying to tell me
You're
to
very
how to talk.
disrespectful. You're
Like
very
you telling me how to
disrespectful.
talk is disrespectful. You're
I
telling me how
told
to
you the
talk.
first time. Now I'm being disrespectful because you're continuing to be
Listen,
disrespectful.
all right.
And it's disgusting.
It's
It's
disgusting.
disgusting. Yes, you're a grown man.
Chilotam. I'm gonna say this. I think that Julius is not going to ever hit right because he doesn't see a problem because of the type of people that he's surrounded by. Okay. And that's the reason. Because there are some women that don't have an issue with this, but normally Normally the type of women that won't have a problem with the term female being used on a regular basis are also the type of women that will take a chance on entertaining a man that's been locked up for over a decade. That could literally be a ticking time bomb. So
I bet you
you
I
have
have
to
more
give
than a
them
lot of
grace from
men
that perspective.
who
You
sit
know,
here and who've been home all of that time. I bet you I have a lot more than a man. I have my own home. I own my own home. Do you own your own home? Anybody?
yes, I'm
How long
actually
did that take
married
you?
to a man that has never been to jail, never been to prison,
All right.
went to college, was a
Okay.
D1
College is first
athlete
and
to play
foremost. That's
football
that's
and wasn't
powerful
out
stuff.
here doing stuff that he had no business doing. It's a big risk for any woman that wants to entertain a man that's been institutionalized. Like you said, you didn't care about the facts, but I'm
It's
telling you
not
the
facts,
facts. The
though. It's
facts for
opinion.
yes, it
Those are
is. You can
opinions.
look it up.
Those
Men
are
that get
opinions.
out of prison that have completed long stints of prison
Right.
tend
But
to
like
lean towards violent acts and violence against
and
women. Not to mention that a
none of the men
large
that I've been
majority
with
of men that have been
do
to
that.
prison go right back within a
So the
few
crazy part about
years.
it
Rearrest
is that
between
they're part
three
of
to
the
five
problem.
years. I don't know
They're
why
part
you
of the
keep cutting me off, but once again, I don't deal with opinions. I don't deal with your feelings. I don't deal with an outlier, which I'm not person that was not going to go back or has changed their life around. But still, you would be in the minority. You would be an outlier. You're not representative of what the normal outcome is. So what I'm saying is absolutely any woman that would take the chance or the risk to engage with you, knowing that the odds are not on her side, is definitely lowering her standards and going to the bottom of the totem pole, because what she could do, chance of success for her to not do that. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I don't understand why any other time, like, men will tell women, like, hey, they want to hear it factually. They don't want to hear emotions. They just want to hear pure logic. But when I say things that right now, y'all, it's uncomfortable for the male to hear, because it is, it doesn't feel good inside for that male to hear that. Then it's a problem. But what I said is absolutely true. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. It's what I said is completely accurate. So you can't deny the facts. So your wife is risking it. It doesn't matter if you have a house. It doesn't matter how long it took you to get your home. I don't know where you live at. I don't know what neighborhood you live at. I don't know if you live in the suburbs. I don't know if you live in the ghetto. I don't know how much you pay for your house. So we can't have a comparison of house conversation. You don't know what state I live in. I don't know what state you live in. It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about financially. I just said that it's a risk for the woman. And oftentimes women take a lot of risks with males that they shouldn't, that the same risk these males wouldn't take for a woman. I don't believe that if you had achieved all that you have achieved now and you hadn't been institutionalized, and a woman said, hey, you know what, I got out of prison. I just did 15 years, you know what I'm saying? I shanked somebody because she was trying to talk to my baby daddy. Uh, and not trying to discount, what you said about your baby mama and her grape. I'm sorry to hear that. But what I'm saying is that let's just say the woman did that. She poked somebody that was trying to talk to her man. I don't believe that that's the type of woman you would be looking for if you were in a position of success. Like, let's be real here. You wouldn't. But women do that often. That was my only point, Julius. It wasn't to shame you and the decisions that you made or to try to demoralize you. But what I'm saying is that you have to look at it from a actual, critical thinking perspective, as opposed to thinking that's a personal, a direct attack against you. Because at the end of the day, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I can't claim to say what type of male that you are because I don't know you. All I can do is just go off on the things that you said that can actually be, that when we compare all of the things that I just said, we can get some type of, logic based, fact based conversation around it. You get what I'm saying, Julia? So hopefully you don't think I'm trying to be funny with you.
No, I don't. I'm listening. Trying to be taking an offensive because these are facts too, right? So, um, like where I'm from, I don't live there anymore, but where I'm from, right? A lot of females, right? Because they're cheaters, right? They have sex with a whole bunch of men, have a whole bunch of babies, right? So this person has, like, say for instance, a female has 5 kids, right? So is it so basically what you're saying is that it's wrong if a man looks at her, oh, like she's the bottom of the totem pole because she has 5 children.
Okay, well, first of all, I would venture to say that what you're saying is number one, anecdotal. This is your experience. This can't be quantified with like a research, with facts and numbers and studies where we actually have, where we can have a fact-based conversation. That's number one. So we're already arguing a point in bad faith of the women that you know, right?
I could grab it. I could grab this information.
You can grab what the women that you
I
know
could
that
get the
have five
information. I
baby
don't have it on
daddies.
here, but I can get the information. Excuse
The
me.
what is the women having five baby daddies and a man looking at her poorly? How is that? How can you research that up? I don't and beyond that, I don't even feel like if a man, however a male wants to judge a woman, that's his right to do.
Got you.
I can't stop that. If you feel like her, don't. If you heard around the way that she's for the streets and you don't want to talk to her, don't.
So what
I
if you
mean,
do?
that's up to you. That doesn't offend me. Has 5 children that you can prove that is more likely to unalive you or harm you or do something to you. There are no
Is
studies
about
on
this.
men that have went to prison being more apt to harm the women than people that they are around. There is studies done that the recidivism rate for men is 7. So I don't know why you're trying to compare something that cannot be compared. And I don't understand why men always talk about like when, well, if I know these women that got 5 baby daddies and got all of these kids, would I be wrong not to talk to her? Don't talk to her. Like, what did you think I was about to do? Just like turn into like a pile of mush and be like, oh no. Like what? Like, don't do it. Don't do it. I just I don't understand why it comes to males. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, somebody that's been institutionalized for over a decade, that's going to be somebody that is probably not even going to have the intellect to really have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So and I didn't want to say this, y'all, but he on the teacup, so he probably gone. He not here right now. He probably went to research something. But
I did. I did. Nah.
yes.
I
So
did.
what did you research
No,
that
I was
will
just
tell
looking
you
at the
about?
recidivism rate of men and women. You heard? And
Okay, you can't use
everybody.
recidivism for women, for black women, because black women have the lowest
I never said anything
incarceration
about
rate
women. I
in the
never said anything
United
about black
States.
women.
Black women have the lowest incarceration rate in the United States. White women are imprisoned more than black women here. Period. Because black women don't even go to jail like that. You do know that, right? So you trying to compare the two is literally pointless. You'll be comparing like 1 or 2% of black women that are actually incarcerated.
Okay. And what? And is this like country wise?
This is United States wise. Black women have the lowest rates of incarceration, and their rates have consistently dropped since the early 2000s
Gotcha.
to where now even white women are incarcerated more because black women aren't doing this.
That's a fact.
They're not going to jail. They're not committing crimes on any notable levels. And if you don't believe me, you can research it because it's a fact. So you can't compare it. And that's what I mean. And I feel like y'all want so badly to be able to compare yourselves to black women, to put black women in the same boat as black men, but we're not in the same boat. We're not. We're not equal. We're not in the same boat. We're not doing the same things. We're not living the same way. There's very marked differences between black males and black women. There's a totally different experience that we're having, which is why you're able to go and get out of prison and find a black woman that's not, you know what I'm saying, hey, yeah, I just did 20 years. Yeah, come on over here. Because there's a difference in the way we're behaving in society.
Nah, my wife. I met my wife in prison.
Where did you meet her in prison? What she was visiting someone.
No,
She
she
was
never.
working there.
No, she
So then,
never.
how did you meet her? Was she cleaning up in there?
You do understand, right? Like, right. So
Y'all said she was a pen pal, so y'all was pen
nah,
pals.
nah.
Okay, that puts a whole different
That's a whole.
perspective in there.
Whoa, it was. She was not no pen pal.
Cause I'm just gonna say, and this is being completely honest.
Yeah.
Any woman that is entertaining a man that you said you didn't know her, so any woman entertaining a man that is incarcerated is already a low hanging fruit. About respectfully, a bottom of the barrel woman, because any type of woman that had any type of sense, beauty, intellect, education, good upbringing would never entertain a man in prison.
Why?
Only goofies entertain men in prison, and that's the truth.
That's not.
That any woman that you're gonna see like, oh
So
man, wow,
you
she's
do
she's
understand
a
that's
dime,
that's
she's
demoralizing.
educated, she's intelligent, she's this, that, and the third. Those women are not entertaining men that are in prison,
So you
and if they are, there's something mentally
dehumanize
wrong with
them.
them.
You're dehumanize. So it's all right for you to dehumanize men who've been incarcerated,
I
but it's
didn't
not.
dehumanize
That's
you. I
exactly
think that
what
you're
you're
very
doing.
much human. What I said is that a
No,
woman that would
you're not.
entertain a man
No,
that is in prison,
you're saying I'm not human at all. Like
I
this.
didn't say nonsense. And I
No.
don't co-sign nonsense.
How you
I
gonna
hold black men to a higher
co-sign
standard.
nonsense?
Okay? Let me just say this, Julius. I was raised by my daddy and my mama who were married. My daddy went to college. My daddy was in a black student union. My daddy never was arrested, never went to jail, never was locked up. Took care of my mama. She was a stay-at-home wife. My granddaddy on my mama's side, the same thing. Never been in jail. Went to the army. Came out, was a postal worker until he retired and took care of my granny. On my other side, my grandfather on my father's side did the same thing for my grandma. He drove Greyhound buses until he retired. So I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. I'm not trying to dehumanize you.
You are
All
though.
I'm trying to tell you
You're
is
saying
that
I'm
your
blessed as a
reality
man.
is not
You're
necessarily
saying I'm
representative
blessed
of
to
all
be put
black
in
people.
prison.
So black women that are
What?
meeting you and accepting you and you've been to jail and prison and all of this hood stuff, those are women that are low hanging fruit that
That's
don't know no
hood
better.
stuff.
That's the truth.
That's it's not. That's a listen. You're saying that it's hood stuff because of
You
yeah,
can't be hooder than going to jail.
that's
Going to jail
crazy.
for 10 years for
Not,
you think
not
that's
true.
Beverly Hills worthy? Rodeo Drive type
Yes,
behavior?
yes, yes,
That's crazy. That lets me know that
yes.
you really need to get out. You really need to get out, Julius, and expand your circle. Be outside the people that smoke black and miles and drink malt liquor. You really need to
Nobody
expand
I know does that.
your
Nobody
circle.
I know
You
does
really,
that.
really do.
But
If you think that going to prison
yeah,
is not hood behavior, it's absolutely hood behavior. The majority of educated, intelligent black men have not been in prison for over a decade, sir. Like what?
you do
What are
understand
we talking
that
about?
there
Like
are
you
a
got to
lot
be
of men
trolling me.
who go to
You trolling
prison who
me?
are really smart, who really are smart, and some a lot of men who I know who've been wrongfully confined are one of the most intelligent beings that I've known to men, right? So what you're saying is that you can't be smart. You're
Never said that.
that's
Never
exactly
said
what you're
that.
saying. That's
I never
exactly
said that. You're putting words in my mouth.
that's
I didn't
exactly what
say
you're.
that.
Oh my
Probably you're not as smart as you think you are, because if you were smart, you wouldn't be in prison, right? Because there are
no
people that commit crimes
no
every day, right, Julius, and they don't get locked up. There are people that are career criminals that do a whole lot of stuff and they never see the inside of a jail. So, yeah, maybe you might not be the smartest if you're there, but I didn't say you can't be smart.
crazy. So hold on. Right. So right. So this is what I want to. This is the point that I always was just talking about. Right. So you saying that because you commit a crime and you don't get caught with it, yet you're not at the bottom of the totem pole because you didn't get caught. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that entertaining a male that has been to jail for 10 years, that has a lot of psychological trauma, that is statistically more likely to be violent towards you, and also more statistically likely, I'm saying. It's crazy for her to take that chance when
That
there
is
are plenty of law abiding black men, black males that she can choose from, is what
crazy.
I'm saying. Why would she take that? daddies. You see one woman, she got 5 baby daddies.
But you didn't hear what I
She's
said
not the
after
type
that.
of woman you like. You see another woman, she doesn't look like, but you see one, the third woman is just everything that you want. Why would you say, you know what? Yeah, sir. You wouldn't, right? You would choose the woman that was looking the way you needed to, and all the qualifications were on paper.
No,
So what I'm saying, you just mentioned that women with 5 baby daddies were
you ain't let me
not women
finish.
that you want to talk to, right?
That's not what, no, I did not. You put on words in my mouth. You ain't even let me finish.
Okay.
Because one, right, I would, because for one, so my wife has children outside of me. So right, so I don't, it has nothing to do with me. Yeah. And first and foremost, it's a known fact that females date out of emotion, right? What we date out of is not about what you're talking about. It has nothing to do with and do everything for them, right? And even if you can't do something for you, right? You want somebody to provide. I'm not talking about providing as in financial. I'm talking about security that makes sure that that you're feeling like a woman, making sure that you're feeling protected and all of that, right? But what do the men ask in return?
Okay, so you said
What does it
that
ask in return?
you're providing security. What does that look like for you? What that you're providing for the woman when you say that you're providing security?
I protect my woman. I protect my woman. I protect my wife. I protect my wife. Wherever we go, I protect my wife. If she needs help with something, I protect her.
You don't think is that something that she could do if you weren't there? Providing something that she can easily provide herself.
Mm.
Is that really worth is that really valuable?
But it is.
Why? When she can do it herself and
Because
without
the
you.
fact that she doesn't, because she's a real woman. She wants like the basically like the all of this pre modernity and all of that stuff. Like all of this like the after the fact that like like because I understand, I respect women and I respect the fact that real women who are real women, right? And they like it's soft mode. You heard the superficial. You heard like, and I'm not talking about financial. I'm talking about the superficial, right? So like the superficial is basically like with everything that you explained, right?
Oh,
About the
okay. So
college,
real women
about the college,
entertain men that have been in
because for
prison.
one, college is basically like nothing because some of the fact that all right, you can have all of this education all you want to, right? But what does that say about who you are morally? Do you know how many people go to college and
Sir, sir,
are
you can't
really
have a
really real?
moral argument with me when you went to jail for 10 years for pewing somebody. You
Okay.
can't have a moral conversation with me about
Oh, yes,
that.
I can.
No, you can't.
You're
No, you
you're
can't. And then you said real
you're
women don't
brainwashed
care
about
about
you're,
anything. So
oh my
your
god.
definition of a real woman is women that will accept anything. Take anybody,
No,
anything, don't have any standards. It doesn't matter. If you had a
that doesn't
daughter,
have to
would
do
you
with
want
you
her to
dating
be with
them.
a man that's been to
No, it has
jail?
nothing.
No, excuse me, that's
That
been
has
to
to do with the
prison.
real man.
If you had a daughter, would you want her to be with a man that had spent 10 years in prison?
Whoever she's not dating him because he went to prison. She's dating him for who the
It
person
doesn't
he is.
matter if he's been, it doesn't
It
matter what
does
she's
matter.
dating.
Why not? Why not?
Oh, okay. So then you're a poor father as well. That doesn't make any
Or
sense. What good father would want his daughter to date a man that has been incarcerated? That was an inmate.
that's just like
That
saying
that's crazy.
that's just like when white people say I don't want my daughter or my son to mess with somebody who is black, Mexican.
That is not the same
That's
at
the
all,
same
sir.
thing. That is the same
A
thing.
race and a color. Hold on,
That's
Julius,
the
because that's nuts. First of all, a race and a color of someone is something that they cannot control. You going to jail, you can control it. You going to prison, you can control it. You cannot control your color. It's not the same thing. And I wish that y'all would stop acting like the majority of black women have to accept jailbirds. They have to accept prison pookies, or they are loving the white T man. I am the most unloving to the white T man that you will ever meet. Okay, so I have no idea why you trying to equate somebody having the sense that God gave them by not entertaining a man that's been in prison as to conflating that with wanting to uphold whiteness in some way. That is the most respectfully nigga ideology I've ever heard in my life. Crazy. It don't make no sense. Just completely backwards. Like I don't even know what to say about that. It's literally nuts. Um, what any man that would be cool with his daughter dating a man that was in prison is a bad father. Period. What? You had something to say, Chilote? I'm like, that's nuts. To compare a prison inmate to not dating somebody because they're black is or Hispanic is insane.
And
That
this
doesn't make
this
no.
is this part of what I was saying. He doesn't respect women. These people don't see us as human beings. Because in what world will you have a child, a daughter, and expect or leave her to make such a stupid decision to date a felon? These people don't respect us. Only uneducated people downplay the how do you say this? Only uneducated people downplay the importance of going to school, and not necessarily just like having a college degree on paper, but just educating yourself. For you to sit up here and say that college or education is not, important, that says a lot about you. And you said you were in the pen for about what, 10 years? I think mentally you're still stuck in 2014. Because that's how you sound. You sound you sound very slow.
Uh,
And
I'm
I
sorry.
hope.
I just wanted to interject and say this because I forgot to give y'all this stat, and I just want y'all to know that you can easily look this up on Google. Formerly incarcerated men and their partners report, on average, a tenfold, which means a 10 times higher rate of intimate partner violence compared to the general population. So that means that you have a 10 times higher risk of getting your head cracked open by a man that has gotten out of prison. So once again, if you're a black woman, and black women are the most unalived group of women, the most beat on group of women, out of the everybody in the United States. So as a black woman, why would you take another chance and add another extra risk factor onto this on getting an inmate when you have a 10 times higher rate of getting your head cracked because this man is stressed out because of everything that's going on? Because once they re-enter the population, they go under intense stress. They trying to get money. They trying to get back in society. So they going through poverty, social isolation. You're having communication issues because this man is living in 2014 and we in 2026 and the man can't get right. And now all of a sudden he mad at you and now your head's cracked. Now your forehead look like a doggone caved in box of Pop-Tarts. What are you going to do? And I'm not trying to say this to minimize abuse at all. All I'm saying is that you're going to sell to me that a black woman that has some sense is going to take that chance. There's something broken in her that would make her make that decision. Period. Well, ain't no way in the world I'm going to get with nobody that has a 10 times higher risk of beating my head in, beating the brakes off of me. That's the same reason why I tell women don't date police officers. You or firemen. They be beating the brakes off of them women over there. They have high rates of DV. So why in the world will you entertain men when men are already a risky business? So why would you add extra layers to that? That's crazy. Am I not speaking logically here? What? I don't get it. I don't get it. What did I say that was not rooted in fact? What? What? Go ahead, Lotam.
Yeah, thank you. And I totally agree. I think it's a gaslighting tactic for men to come up here and try to gaslight us, because we know damn well that men commit most crimes. At least 90% of crimes worldwide, men commit those. And this is another case of, when you usually have lives and you're talking about how women should choose better, look for red flags and all that stuff, and you attempt to educate women about how to be more, how to use their discernment. If there was a case where a woman made a bad decision, it's still these same males that will come up here and say, "Oh, you should have chosen better." So it's like, what do you guys want us to do? I grew up with four elder sisters. Most of my family is made of girls, and my dad would always warn us: "Men do this, men do that." These are the things we heard growing up. So don't try to come up here and have our lived experiences with men. Y'all are not women. It's funny because they try to use their experiences to I guess paint a picture of the world and say, oh no, my homeboy, he has a good relationship with his wife and this and that. You're not the wife. You don't know what is going on in that relationship. You don't know how he treats women, because he's not gonna treat women the same way he treats males. So I don't appreciate the gaslighting, and I think it's very annoying.
All right, all right. I got you, Chilotem. And I just want to say I'm being uncharacteristically nice today because I feel like I appreciate Julius for coming up here and having this discussion simply because it entertained the women, and I appreciate it on that perspective. But once again, I'm just going to say one more time, Julius, I have no idea why you are internalizing this conversation. I said earlier, I don't know, maybe you would never do something like that. I have no idea. You say that you've built a life for yourself. You've got a home. You've got these trucks and stuff like that, and you're doing something for yourself. Great, congratulations, homie. But what I'm saying is that even if everything that you're saying about yourself is true, you are not representative of the majority of men that get out of prison. You're you're not representative of the majority. You are the minority. You are an outlier. So you are not, we can look hitting the lottery, hitting the mega millions or Powerball, and we say, oh, look at them. Well, I'm definitely gonna make it because that one person did. Wow. No, you'll be waiting all day. You'll never make it because that person was an outlier that hit that mega millions or that Powerball. So what I'm saying to you is that maybe you got this going on, whatever the case may be, but you're not representative of all of them. And because of that, if women have some type, black women specifically, because they're all I care about, have intelligence, they wouldn't take the chance to even find you, the outlier, because they would be playing it smart and safe, cave their forehead in like a box of Pop Tarts. Hopefully, you understand that and you can stop taking things so personally. Do you get what I'm saying, Julius? So, my point, my intent is not to dehumanize you. It really isn't. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just that this that's why I say one thing. I typed it in here, but I want to say it out loud, right? So you do realize, right, the statistic you're talking about with the somebody crashing, somebody busting somebody head opening, right? You do realize, right, all of domestic violence starts at home, not in prison. You do understand that, right?
Oh, but yeah, this is crazy. Okay, so I realize that we're really intellectually in two different stratospheres. But
Because
sir,
you're
that
bringing up
domestic violence, that's not, there are factors that cause domestic violence, right? For the domestic violence that I'm talking about, that is tenfold, 10 times the rate of normal DV, is caused by men getting out of prison and being frustrated, the psychological toll that being incarcerated and treated like an animal in there by others, by people telling you to bend over and open your booty hole and let me check it, and emasculating you. All of these things away on a man's soul and spirit, and when he comes home, a lot of times he cannot handle it. And so they take that anger and frustration out on the people that are closest to them, which are normally the whatever unfortunate dumb woman has decided to entertain them. So I don't know what you're talking about. It starts at home. It doesn't start at home. It starts in the mind of whoever the man is and what he has going on and what he's
what?
seen. And sometimes there are men that
What?
have been in loving households and that have still went to become abusers. So what are you talking about? I fear we can't have this conversation, because if I said all of that and you still said you don't get what I'm saying, you're never going to get
No,
it.
because
So there's the
basically what you're saying is right, because I understand this, the status you're talking about, right? The thing you're talking about is about how, like, when men come home from prison or whatever, right? You're saying, like, I'm talking about the same exact thing. The thing is that you're not trying to, you want to be right, and that's what the thing is.
no, I don't want to be right. If you don't believe me to be right, all you can do is take your phone that costs at least $1,000. We all have a very expensive piece of machinery in our hand, and go fact check everything that I told you. Largest number of victims of femicide and also abuse and also rape. That's not always men that have been to jail or been to prison. It's regular, average, everyday males doing that. What I said is that because black women are already at risk, the highest population of women that are unalived or raped or harmed in any way, most all violent acts that happen to women happen to black women at the highest rate possible. So what I'm saying is that that's already risky business, because the majority of the men that are doing these things to black women, because most crimes is interracial, you do something to somebody that looks like you. So most of the people that are doing things to black women are black men. That's just the way it is. So what I'm saying is that black women already have a high risk, right, of experiencing these type of things. So when you get a man that has come out of prison that has all of those stressors that I just told you, it raises the risk even higher for a man to do something to you. So that means that men that have been in prison, that have been incarcerated, now the rate of them doing something is even compounded on top of the risk that black women already face that is very high. It's a 10 times higher risk with men that have been in the prison. Absolutely can. What I'm saying is an even higher risk factor for men that have been to jail or prison. The same way it's a higher risk factor for men who are police officers. Police officers really like to tap dance on the faces and the foreheads of women. So that's another reason why it's not smart for a black woman to entertain a cop, because they have high rates of DV as well. Does that make sense now? I pray that it do, because if it don't, we gotta stop talking. Does that make sense?
I never said it doesn't make sense. I said I just don't. I don't listen. I don't. It's just like how you saying about, because I love black women. I do. But my thing is because my wife is definitely. But my thing is this, right? So I get what you're saying about how, like, the statistic wise or whatever, but basically what you're doing is, right. You're doing, and please don't just listen to what I'm saying, right? The same thing that I hear the congressionals and the police, ICE, all of them, right? So so you're saying that basically we did time in prison, right? And we've been bending over or whatever, and we're just gonna take out, we're gonna take out all of our frustration, right, out on the person that we love, right? And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it does happen, right? I've never,
Of
but
course you haven't heard of it happening in your circle, because what woman would tell you? You can't even acknowledge it right here in this live. They ain't any woman tell you, hey, you know what, Tyshawn, he just got out. He just knocked my forehead all the way to the white meat. You gonna be talking about some, nah, I don't understand it. I don't think so. I think you talking about is talking about that white people business. Cause see, that's what them white men want you to do. He wants you to sit there and tell somebody that your head is bust open to the white meat. That don't make no sense. That's that white behavior. Cause you're supposed to take that beating and shut your mouth up. Like, what are you talking about? And you keep making this a black thing, which is crazy, because you're making it like black men are criminals. And what I'm saying is, I never once said a race. I said Asians, Indians, whoever, anybody that has been to prison, okay, that is a male, a woman should avoid. It doesn't matter what color. And if the only people that has ever told you some sense are white people, once again, you need to change your circle. Because the only people, and that means your circle is actually terrible if the only people that have said something that are intelligent are white people. Because I find white people very rarely ever have anything intellectual or intelligent to say. So if the only people download Chat GBT or something, and tell Chat GBT you're black, so maybe that they can help you. Chat GBT can help you out. Cause what the is really going on? This is crazy. To attribute any type of resistance to criminal behavior, to make that akin to whiteness, is crazy. It's crazy. And actually, what you're doing is perpetuating white tea supremacy. You're actually the one that's on white people business. Because white people are the ones that want to say that they're the most law abiding, they're the best, they don't do anything, they're so great and they're so perfect, even though they're men love to touch on kids, love to look at child abuse material, love to okie doke people and do all of these bad things. So I don't understand why you're trying to make it like white people are somehow, I'm talking about crime and not doing it, and this is whiteness. Like, what are we talking about? I can't have a conversation no more with you, Julius. I'm sorry. This for a conversation for the free, I can't do it. Go ahead, Miss Chrissy, baby. I can't. He
Yeah,
blowing me.
wow. That's crazy. But the moral of the story is statistics are statistics, and any woman that's educated understand statistics, understand. Yeah, that's just not realistic, and to expect women to just settle for that is kind of disheartening and proves that women are expected to settle so much, and there's so many women that does because it just seems like the pressure is so heavy on us to just take pretty much anything just to say you have a man. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you, Miss Chrissy, baby, and it's good to see you too, sis. I appreciate what you were saying. I'm gonna tell you, talking to Julius, I did not drop him, y'all. For anybody that is asking, is wondering, I did not drop him. He left of his own accord. I don't know. But I think that Julius was probably the worst case of like prison pookie psychosis that I've ever seen, because that's what I call it. And their brains just don't even function really at all. Like, so y'all know that's anytime we get some more of them up here, just say, okay, here comes the PPPs. Prison, pookie, psychosis. That's what it is. And it's truly scary and it's truly nasty, nasty work. But I was drained by talking to this man. Emotionally and mentally drained. And that's another reason why, if you're a black woman, you should not entertain a man like that. And they just be like a doggone husk afterward. And you like, bro, what happened? That's how you gonna be looking. Cause that prison is about to be gone. Gone. What's it called? Y'all know. I'm about to ask Miss Chalotam and Miss Forever Coco if they have something to say, and then I got to go, y'all. For real, I got to go detox or something. You have something to say, Miss Forever Coco? If you're there, if you have something to say. Oh, I accidentally blew you up. I don't even know how to fix that. Oh snap! Hold on. Shoot. Oh, Lord, I don't even know how to fix this. Really, I don't. Hold on, let me see if I can go back. Man, I don't even know. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, they didn't change some of this stuff around. Now, Miss Forever is gone. I think she's gone, so I'm just gonna drop her. Chilotam, did you have anything to say, sis?
Yeah, great topic as usual. And to all the ladies, I think you say this so often, but it's worth saying again. Don't entertain felons, hide your apartments. It's like 10 degrees outside. Don't talk to these people because they will reel you in with sweet words and tell you what you want to hear. And then you find yourself in a situation where, you're trying to leave. So take take the lives as gospel and try to follow Trig on YouTube. She posts lives there and also posts other videos every day at 6 a.m. All right, thank you. Bye.
All right. I appreciate you, Chilotam. And I just wanted to say, like, I know that he was really tripping with the female stuff, but I thought
That
that he
triggered
was,
me.
I
That
know.
really triggered me.
Only reason why I let him stay up some more and I kept him up here, y'all, so that y'all know, is just because I felt like I was trying to prove a point with him, but I wanted him to prove it himself with the things that he was saying. So I just felt, because like I said before, I can say this about men and that about men and this about men, but it's never going to hit the same unless you hear what they're saying for yourself, and also certain types of men. Cause any woman that's interested in engaging with a prison pookie or being a pen pal to a prison pookie, I hope you can see right now that their intellect is poor. Poor. IQ is low. About, I don't know. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I apologize, Shalotem. I let him be up there so long because he was triggering you, because normally I would block and drop a man that was irritating y'all so, but I just felt like I just wanted y'all to hear what he was saying, because I just knew it was about to be some just stupidity. So my
No, no
bad, my bad.
problem. No problem. And I apologize for going off. It just really triggered me. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, girl,
No
don't
problem.
apologize for that, sis. This space is for black women and black women alone. So I would never police y'all on how y'all choose to speak to these men. Like, never.
Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem, no problem, no problem. All right, ladies. Well, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. If you're a black woman and you're listening to this and you didn't take anything that I said from this thing, do not date a man that has been to prison or to jail. A man come up here talk about he been to jail for 10 years for pew-pewing somebody. Girl, if you don't run immediately. Okay? And lastly, black women, you are beautiful. All right? Stunning, gorgeous, intelligent, educated, thebomb.com. You are what everyone wishes to be. That is why so many people waste their time trying to get us to accept less than nothing. Because if we don't know that we've given them something that cannot be reciprocated or duplicated by anybody, we don't know that. The things that we do are invaluable. Okay? Or no, maybe that's not the word. Is it valuable? Maybe valuable. The things that we do, there's not a price that can be put on it. Let me just say that. And they know that. The beautiful ladies that came on the panel today too. Appreciate all of the beautiful women that came up here and gave their thoughts and perspectives too. And also all of the beautiful, lovely ladies in the chat that can't be rolling as well. Appreciate all of y'all. Love y'all so much. I really, really do. I love y'all a lot. All right. See y'all later.